land. These 4 kids grew up firm friends. Ambition was the youngest, a bright-eyed kid with a numbness, where his logic should have been cause he was ruled by his hungers. And then there was pride. He walked with a broad stride, because he would himself from his weakness and hide. And people liked being near him, didn't know if they loved him or feared him. It's more they found his self-confidence endearing. Then there was talent. She was beautiful, gallant. She lived for her senses, but not for her sense. And so her poor heart was covered with dents. Oh, her poor heart was covered with dents. Oldest was envy. Now envy's eyes often seemed empty. She would talk loud and lengthy sentences, frenzied, sensitive, tall and cold. Her eyes were green like Marva, marred by fake gold. They grew up, fell out, made up, got drunk, hung out from sun up till sun, and they got done, and then they hit the ground running, looked for and found something, but it all turned to nothing. No, when pride got with talent, envy with ambition, they forgot how to listen. Things changed, became different, everything was competition. Oh, talent and pride became bitter, despised. They got hateful, sarcastic, dreary and drastic. Yes, they loved each other greatly, but their fights were terrible. They raised each other high up on pedestals, isolated themselves, stopped speaking to ambition and envy. They became distant and unfriendly. Envy got sad and cried plenty. Her indignation roused, she discovered she wanted more than something she had found with ambition. Cause he was always looking, but only got what he was given. Concerned with not with what his hands held, but what they could be gripping. He was always chasing, never thought to fill the space, and envy made him more desperate with every point in conversation, forcing the comparisons, making him address how every time he promised more, she always ended up with less. Making him address how every time he promised more, she always ended up with less. Yes, 4 firm friends became 4 fierce forces, headed for that awkward stage that precedes most divorces. 4 joint segments of a one body part, it just drifted apart and turned nasty. But look, pride keeps envy at bay. Ambition helps talent became more than just apparent. Yes, talent will flourish. This will enable pride, which kills envy. They should exist side by side, because these factors contribute to balance. Alone, pride is often envious of talent. It seems many have ambition, but talent they haven't, and some have talent, but they're envious of proud ambition, and so alone. These 4 friends came to realize, without each other, they're just a quarter of what they ought to be, but everything occurs accordingly. Now when they meet up, their conversations seem to slow awkwardly. So now they're living separate lives, thinking there used to be more to me. Because these factors contribute to balance. Alone, pride is often envious of talents.